This week, we're going to be doing an investigation on investing your money. So the goal of this investigation is to learn about some of the different types of ways that you can invest your money here in Canada, to compare different types of accounts and compare some different banking institutions to see which one is the best for you. So this Google Slides presentation that has been shared with you contains all of the activities, or where you're going to record your work for all of the activities for all 5 days this week. So all of the instructions that you need are posted on Google Classroom. So all of the instructions for Monday will be posted on Monday, and then the same thing for the rest of the week. You do not want to submit or turn in your presentation until you are completely finished all 5 activities. And then at the end of the week, when you're all done, you can just click on Turn in Google Classroom, and it will submit this presentation back to me for me to look at. So our instructions today are going to focus on Monday. So on Monday, the goal of our activity is to compare checking and savings accounts. So we want to try to look at one banking institution and then how do their checking and savings accounts compare. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to choose a bank. So specifically, you need to pick one of what they call the big 5 banks in Canada. So these are the 5 largest banks in Canada that you pretty much will find a branch of just about anywhere near your house. So the 5 are BMO Bank of Montreal, CIBC, Royal Bank of Canada, Scotiabank, and TD Canada Trust. So you need to choose one of those banks to focus on today. So once you've decided which one you want, in the section where it says bank name, you are going to type the name of the bank that you just chose. So I am going to do an example, but I am not going to use one of those 5 banks because that's what you were researching. I picked the 6th biggest bank, which is the National Bank of Canada. So I typed in National Bank of Canada, and I'm going to type it in here as well under savings, because our goal is to compare a savings and a checking account at the same bank. So you need to make sure you're using the same bank for both. So in Google Classroom, there is a link to the website that we're going to be using to find this information today, and I've already gone there. It's from the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, and it's their account comparison tool. So it's actually really helpful. They have all sorts of different bank accounts in here, so you can compare their interest rates and how many transactions you're allowed and what their fees look like. So when we go to use this, there are 3 questions you have to answer. So the first one is, what province or territory do you live in? And we currently live in Ontario, so you want to select Ontario. It says, are you looking for a checking or savings account? So in the table that we have 1 column for checking and 1 column for savings. So you are actually going to do this activity twice. I'm going to start with checking because that's the first column. And then it says, which currency would you keep in your checking or savings account? And I want to pick CAD, which stands for Canadian dollars, and that's what we're going to use. Now, section 4 does have an option for you to say that you're a student, and we will be doing that on Wednesday, but for today, we're just trying to look at basic accounts for your average consumer who aren't a student or a youth or a senior. So from here, I'm going to scroll down and say search. Okay, so when I've done my search, you'll notice that a bunch of different accounts come up, and they don't seem to be in any particular order in terms of name. So what I would like to do is sort by name. Because I'm choosing a specific bank that I'm looking for, it will make it easier to find the accounts if I sort by financial institution. So next to sort by, I'm going to pick financial institution alphabetical order. So it has now put them in alphabetical order, and you'll notice as I scroll down, I have banks that start with the letter A, right? This is the Alterna Bank. And then when I hit the bottom of the page, I've run out of entries, but there's other numbers. So 2, 3, 4, 5 and ... So if you're looking for BMO or CIBC, they're probably going to be on page 2, 3, 4. I'm looking for the National Bank of Canada, which is an N. So I'm going to take a risk and see if maybe it's on page 5. And if not, then I probably would hit ... So if you were looking for the TD Canada Trust, I would probably go to the 3 dots and then pick a number that's a little bit closer to the end of the alphabet. So I'm going to go for 5. See if we get lucky. So I have Laurentian, Manulife. Ooh, I found them. National Bank of Canada. So I've got 1, the National Bank of Canada checking account. And then we've got the National Bank of Canada minimalist checking account. There's the National Bank of Canada modest checking account, the connected checking account, the total checking account, and those are all of my options. So I'm just going to pick one. It's up to you to pick what you like. You can see some of the information already. I kind of just like the name, the minimalist checking account, so that's the one that I'm going to pick. So in my table, the first thing it's going to ask me for after I've entered the bank name is it's going to ask me for the account name. And the account name, oops, wrong one, is the minimalist checking account. So this is the minimalist. Okay, and then next we need to find the monthly fee. So these are not necessarily in order. As I scroll down, I see currency that it's in Canadian dollars, and there's the monthly fee. So it says the monthly fee is $3.95, which means they charge you $3.95 every month to have this account. And it says the monthly fee can be waived, which means you have to pay $3.95. So if I go back to my thing, my monthly fee is $3.95. Okay, interest rate is the next part. So that's actually above this one. So for this one, it says interest rate, none. So there, it doesn't earn any interest at all. And a lot of checking accounts don't. So next to that, I'm going to put 0. I'm not going to write none. I'm actually going to put 0%. It is a percent, so you should put a percent sign there. Now, I do just want to point out, I picked up a different account here at a different bank, and they had 3 interest rates listed depending on how much money you had in your account. So if you come across one that the one you've picked has multiple interest rates listed, I would like you, I'm sorry to say, to put down the lowest one. So this one would be 0.05. You don't really need the 00 at the end, percent. So I would record 0.05%. And then at the very bottom, there is a place for useful information. And I would say there that you have to invest between $5,000 and $49,999. So you would put in this interest rate, and then I would put this information about how much money you have to have in your account to get that rate in the useful information section at the bottom. But that's an account that is not the one that I picked. The one I picked gets no interest. All right, up next we have number of free transactions per month. So I'm going to see there's a section here up above that says included transactions, and it says in branch 2 and self-serve 10. So a transaction could be paying a bill, taking money out at the ATM machine, doing a transfer of money, using your debit card at a store. It could be going in and taking money from a teller. All of those are transactions. So this one allows you 2 in branch. So that means 2 actually at the bank at a teller, and then 10 self-serve. So that would be 10 either with online banking or at a banking machine, or using your debit card at a store. So for me, I'm just going to add those 2 together, and I'm going to write that that's a total of 12. So I'm going to write in number of free transactions is 12. Okay, up next, oops, I didn't look to see what was next. Fee to use the, so these fees apply if you've used up your 12, my 12 free transactions. So it says here, withdrawal fees, ATM, it is $1.25 for every time you use the ATM if it's past that original number that they give me for free. Actually, they give it to me for $3.25, which is my monthly fee. So I'm going to put $1.25. Fee to use ATM from a different bank. Now this one is a little sneaky. So it says ATM at another bank institution is $2. So if this is one of your free transactions, it's $2. But if this is not one of your free transactions, you actually have to pay the $1.25 ATM fee plus an extra $2. So this is an additional fee. So that means it actually would cost $3.25. So $1.25 plus $2 to do one at a different bank. So if this is the national bank and I happen to be near, a TD Canada Trust and I use their bank machine, I have to pay an extra $2. So it would cost me a total of $3.25 for that transaction. All right, up next, fee to make a debit card purchase. So if I scroll down, it says debit card purchases if included transactions are exceeded. And in Canada, it's $1.25 every time you use your debit card if it's more than the number that were included with our monthly fee. So for me, that's probably more than 10. So this is $1.25. Okay, fee to make an e-transfer. An e-transfer is an electronic transfer. So if you are sending money to someone or someone is sending money to you. So here it says, go back up to transfers. So it's transfer, and then it says e-transfers, and it says no extra fee, which means it's $0. So I'm going to put $0 in my table. And then the last part for useful information, as I already said, if there were multiple interest rates listed, or if the interest rate that you're given is on a certain amount of money, like you have to have at least $5,000 in your, or you can only have up to a maximum of this amount in your account, you should put that in under useful information. Now, there wasn't really anything listed up here about my interest or about having a minimum balance. It does say my monthly fee cannot be waived, but I don't really know that that's something that's important that I really need to write down. And then there is a little paragraph at the bottom here that basically just tells me that if you are a youth or if you are a student or if you are a senior, then they do not charge you that $3.25 a month. So I could write students are not charged the $3.25, or you could just leave it blank. It just, if there's something that seems important or useful or that might make you want to choose this out, then we're going to make a note about that. So I'm going to say monthly fee. Nope. For students. Okay, so we finished the checking account and now we need to go do the savings account. We are not going to do the whole thing together because it is very similar to what we just did, but I am going to show you how to get back in order to be able to go pick your savings account. So when you go to the bottom of the information, it's back to results. So we're going to go back to the results. And then where it said filters near the top, I'm going to change my search options. So I'm still in Ontario and I still want Canadian dollars, but I do not want it to be checking. I want it to be savings. So I'm going to pick savings account instead. And then I'm going to search. Now, the only trick to doing the second half of the activity is that you have to choose the same bank you just picked. So if I picked the National Bank, I have to find another one that's the National Bank. So I would recommend, once again, going through and sorting by the name of the institution. It makes it a little bit easier to find what you're looking for. So if you've picked the Royal Bank, you have to do both of them from the Royal Bank. You can choose whatever account you want from the Royal Bank, but it has to be from the same institution. Okay, so I think that's about it. You're going to finish filling in your other one using the same type of information we just went through, except for a savings account instead. And then when you are done that, you are just going to close the presentation and then come back tomorrow to do the work for Tuesday.